Many revolutions were caused because of the inequality among the people. Once democracy was established, many of the free white men had rights and equality, but the women, immigrants, and free blacks were omitted from these rights. Once technology was developed in the Industrial Revolution onward, it helped increase global trade greatly. This, in turn, connected many parts of the world that were previously not connected. European art was greatly influenced by Africa. At one time, most of the ivory taken from Africa was sculpted and carved in Europe. African art also influenced many of the artists in Europe. This influence resulted in flat paintings that had vivid colors and incorporated more spiritualism than European art. Beginning in 1870, there were many African sculptures that were placed in the museums of Europe. Asian art also influenced European art. This can be seen in woodblock prints, asymmetrical designs, strong lines, and flat colors.
Industrialization in both Europe and Japan improved trade and everyday life. The Industrial Revolution in Western Europe was spurred when machinery replaced manual labor. Industrialization spread quickly throughout Europe. With all the new technology and weapons, industrialized countries in Europe gained an advantage over their unindustrialized neighbors. In Japan, the government embraced and encouraged industrialization because Japan was so small and needed military advancements to protect themselves. Japan also gained an advantage over other countries because of industrialization. Both of these revolutions happened because of unfair distribution of power and equality among the social classes, no representation, and the gap between the rich and poor. In France, the three estates had unequal voting power, where the top 2% of the people always outvoted the other 98%. Haiti was a French colony mostly populated by slaves owned by the plantocracy. The Haitian Revolution was the first successful slave rebellion, so Haiti became the second independent country after the United States. Unlike Haiti, the French Revolution was unsuccessful. Nationalism can either be a good or bad factor. It can either divide a country or unite the people and make the country stronger. In Japan, nationalism united the country and promoted industrialization and modernization because the people united to protect the country. Similarly, in Italy and Germany, the people united because of language.
Colonialism in Africa was similar to that in the Americas in that the boundary lines were determined by European agreements away from the scene. In other words, there was a total disregard for the societies that existed beforehand. Colonialism in Africa was similar in America in that multiple countries held claims. Except for the colonies controlled by the British, the African colonies were governed by direct rule, similar to European rule of colonies in America. This meant that they sent European officials to occupy all positions of authority. Native traditions were overcome, not tolerated, and certainly not developed. This, of course, was in contrast to spheres of influence in China, for example, in which Europeans were generally more interested in making money rather than changing their culture.